close on this. Trump's second term, it's almost been 12 months, and he's done some good stuff on the border. Stephen Miller and Kristi Noem were good choices. They seem to be doing what they can. He's gutted Department of Education and USAID and programs that weren't adding any benefit to the country. But foreign policy wise, we've talked about the flaws. He's also taken pictures with Pfizer. He's brought Bill Gates into the White House. These are things that his base absolutely despises. Even though RFK Jr. is there, he brought Pfizer in. He's got technocrats around him. He's even playing this hot and cold game with China, with Japan. Even though he likes Japan, he's telling them to back off. It's just so schizophrenic, like with the tariffs. What do you make of Trump's second term so far, the good and the bad?
Look, this is what I say about Trump. On domestic policy, I'd give him 8 out of 10. Closing the border was great. Getting rid of the Department of Education, many other initiatives, great. On foreign policy, I'd say 3. Driving Canada and Australia to the arms of the left by the way he talked about those countries was just bloody stupid and sensitive. Not letting the Israelis finish off the Iranian military when they could have, and his wishy-washy behavior on Ukraine has encouraged Putin. He's got far too many pro-Russian people in his administration, and that's Witkoff, that's Tucker Carlson, Jack Novak. These are people around him. This is Michael Anton at State. This is a few others I could name. And so you've got the realists in the administration like Marco Rubio and Kelly, who's now lead. So domestic, great. Foreign policy, not so much. He has to get rid of the appeasers and the isolationists and get back to a much more traditional foreign policy. Look, Trump, if he wants to leave a real in the world, imagine being the man who sanctioned Russia and brought down Putin, brought down the mullahs, and caused the collapse of the CCP and Rocket Boy, and liberated a quarter of the world and set the world up to a path of freedom and prosperity. Imagine having that legacy. That's within his reach. If he has the imagination and the courage to do it, he could do that.
100%. And recently we had America losing some soldiers in Syria in a terrorist attack.
3 of them. Yeah.
Yeah, and recently Trump brought Jelani, an Al Qaeda terrorist, into the White House, which has rightfully outraged everybody. But because funding terrorists was something he stopped in his first term, and then Biden resumed Obama's disastrous policy, is this a position where he didn't really have much choice?
Well, yeah, there is an element to that, yeah, but I think he's been overly, like, it's not as though he's trying to woo them away from the Russians, because the Russians are still in Syria. I really can't fathom why he's doing this. I look. I seriously think Trump has got some very, very bad people around him on foreign policy. Very bad, pro-Islamist and pro-Russian. And that's why we're getting these mixed messages and this confused foreign policy. So, that's a worry. It's a deep worry.
And now that we've talked about all of the major foreign policy conflicts and what 2026 has in store, are you confident that the axis of communism will fall and can be defeated and we can see a positive end to this, or do you see this as a possible end game, all things considered?
I see it as a possible end game. I think, the stakes are getting higher and higher every year. And what if with better foreign policy, we could be on the winning side right now, but we're not. We're pretty slightly behind in many ways. I like what Trump's doing with Venezuela. I like him, various stands he's taken. I am appalled with what he's doing in Eastern Europe. Not too happy with his lukewarm support for Israel, and not making a firm stand with Taiwan. But I think you're going to see, if he doesn't buck up and if he goes down this isolationist road any further, you're going to see a big rebellion in the ranks of the GOP. You're going to see senators and congressmen basically telling him to take a hike and may even impeach, from his own party yet. So I think it's not too late to course correct. I hope he does it soon, because I think if he does things right, he's going to go down with as one of the worst presidents, best presidents we've seen. If he doesn't do it right, he'll go down as the last president we see.